Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to SoCal Exploring. My name is Scott. You're watching the #1 stop for all things theme park related in the Southern California area. How are you guys doing today? Today, as I'm filming this, there's some breaking news. Disneyland has closed. Well, it is going to close. As you're watching this on Friday, it's going to be closing starting tomorrow through the end of the month, due to the scares of the coronavirus. And before I get into the actual video, I just want to explain how this is going to affect my channel a little bit and my stance on this. So obviously the coronavirus is a very serious thing right now, and a lot of people should be prepared. However, I don't think people should be panicking. A lot of people are panicking just because of what they're seeing on the media, on what these crazy headlines are saying, and a lot of the headlines are blown out of proportion. Now, the coronavirus itself isn't blown out of proportion, but a lot of the headlines are blown out of proportion. What people need to realize is they just need to be prepared. Don't be startled, don't freak out. Be prepared, not panicked. So by being prepared, that means make sure that you're staying healthy, make sure that you're washing your hands, make sure that you're sanitizing, make sure that you're covering your cough. Just be cautious and be careful. But there's no reason to panic yet. There's absolutely no reason to panic at all. Unfortunately, Disneyland is closing from tomorrow the 15th or tomorrow the 14th until the end of the month. We're seeing this in other parks and attractions as well. Universal Studios Hollywood will be closing on Saturday through March 28th. So this will give Disney time to kind of like get the park together, I guess. At least, like, you got to think of the positive side to this. All the people that are triggered by this, don't be. I mean, I'm a little bit upset about it, but I have my reasons. I'm not just like, oh, I'm an entitled AP who thinks this is dumb. No, I have my reasons, and those reasons are, like, I'm just concerned that this is going to get extremely big to where, like, say my job gets shut down and then I have no source of income at all. Then what do I do? You know, I'm just afraid that everyone's going to go on lockdown mode if this grows into and everyone just panics more and more. I just really hope that everybody stays calm and just takes care of themselves. Like I said, wash your hands and sanitize everything. But that is my little statement on that right now. As far as it affecting my content, it's not really going to affect my content at all. I'll be out of the parks for 2 weeks as far as Universal and Disney goes, but SeaWorld, Legoland, they have not closed their parks yet. Same with Knott's Berry Farm, they have not closed their parks yet, so I'll still be able to cover those parks out there until further notice, and I'll still be able to provide these videos for you, these sit-down videos, etc. But today we're going to be talking about the complete details, and I mean complete details, like the Pym Test Kitchen, the Doctor Strange stage show, the brand new gift shop, all the details about the Spider-Man ride. All of that has been released by Disneyland, and we're going to be talking about it today, and I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on it. We're going to dive a little bit more deeper into this on a podcast coming out next Friday. I'm going to be sitting down with the theme park shark, Dustin. You guys may know him. If not, check out his channel, subscribe. Me and him are going to be sitting down, and we're going to be filming a podcast talking all about our Avengers campus thoughts. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be available on Spotify and on YouTube. And this time, it's not going to be audio only. It's actually going to be our faces, because I know that a lot of you guys are requesting these podcasts to be more face stuff instead of just audio, because it's more entertaining. So I'm delivering for you guys. You guys will see my face throughout the podcast. And also, there's a podcast coming out for all you Horror Nights lovers on Wednesday with the Nights of Horror. We're going to be talking about our early Halloween Horror Nights predictions. But enough of the rambling. Let's get into all the details about Avengers Campus and the Spider-Man attraction. If you're new here, subscribe with those bell notifications on, and follow us on social media at SoCal Exploring Media on Instagram and at SoCal Exploring on Twitter. Alright, now what is the official name of the Spider-Man attraction? Well, it's Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure. Kind of an interesting name. Actually, quite an interesting name. I don't know. I don't know if I like it or not. It's just kind of one of those things that's just like, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. It's just a weird name to me. Couple things that we know already is there's going to be a Stuntronic on top of the Spider-Man facade. We're going to see an animatronic inside the pre-show. Now, the new information that came out is there's going to be an outdoor shaded queue. So the queue, I'm assuming there's only going to be a little bit that's inside, which is unfortunate because I'd much rather have an indoor queue. I understand there's not a lot of space, but I'd much rather have an indoor queue for them to do more theming around and just really tie you into the story of what you're getting yourself into. I mean, but we do know this building is going to be fairly small, as it was small for It's Tough to Be a Bug when Bugs Land was still around. You can see from the station concept art that it's a very skinny station. So that's unfortunate, but you know, it doesn't matter. The mission breakout queue for the most part is outdoors and it just works just fine. The actual attraction, you will avoid these web slinger things, and it's gonna use gesture tracking. So what that means is it's going to be able to track everything that your body is doing. Kind of creepy, but kind of cool at the same time. So it's going to be able to track your shoulders moving. It's going to be able to track your hand moving. It's going to be able to track your face moving, your arms, etc. So that way when you go and sling your webs, it can know exactly when you sling your webs and sling them out to hit the spider bots which you are trying to attack, because everything goes wrong when trying to design these kind of new like nanobots in a way that are actually called spider bots, and you have to go and attack them and help Spider-Man save the day while you are on your web slinging adventure. So you're slinging the webs with their hand. It's using this gesture tracking technology, which is really neat, and the ride's going to combine both practical sets and screens. So we're going to get a little bit of both. It's not just going to be heavily based on screens, which I'm excited about, because honestly, the screen rides are getting kind of annoying now. Now, as far as projection mapping go and hyper-realistic media like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, I'm all for that. But the screen rides like we normally see at Universal Studios Hollywood, those are just getting kind of old. So I'm happy that Spider-Man, a web slingers, a Spider-Man adventure is going to be mixing both practical effects and screens at the same time. You're going to be wearing 3D glasses. I'm not a fan of the 3D glasses. I will tell you guys that right now. I really don't think that 3D glasses help out a ride at all. I mean, they help out a ride for rides that are trying to like make stuff jump out at you, which obviously will have some of that in this attraction, but I think for the Spider-Man ride, they should have just strayed away from 3D glasses, in my personal opinion, especially if they're going to be mixing practical effects and visual media instead of just having it like a Toy Story Mania or another screen-based ride. Really wish that we didn't have 3D glasses. Unfortunately, we do. Maybe they'll take them out. Maybe they will go the route that Universal does and implement 3D into some of their attractions and then take them out when they realize that not a lot of people like them. So that's all the details that we have about the Spider-Man attraction, Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure. Also, one thing that I left out right now, Avengers Campus is opening in July. And when in July, you might ask? July 18th. Coincidentally, the day that I'm blocked out. I have the deluxe pass holder, so if you're a deluxe pass holder or below, you're blocked out. Sorry, you can't go to opening day. I mean, it's unfortunate because like I was able to go to the opening day of Rise of the Resistance and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Unfortunately, I can't go to the opening day of Avengers Campus unless I were to buy a separate day ticket, which I don't think I'd want to spend the money just to go on opening day of the land. I think I'll just wait a couple of days to experience, especially just to avoid the crowds. However, I'm not going to get the content out as fast as I can for you guys like I normally would. But that's fine by me. You know, it's opening on a Saturday, which is kind of weird. Usually Disney tends to open stuff during the week, like on a Friday or a Thursday. But this is opening for Saturday, July 18th of this year, Phase 1 of Avengers Campus. Now, moving into the merch, across the way will be the WEB supply store. And if you don't know what WEB stands for, it is Worldwide Engineering Brigade, which is basically the brigade that's like kind of recruiting you into being an Avenger or a superhero. You guys can check out the full backstory to the WEB down below. Click that link in my description where I explain all the stuff that was released at D23 Expo, and I talk more about the WEB. So once you go into the store, you're going to see your normal Avengers Campus merchandise that you can purchase. There's also going to be the spider bots that you'll be able to purchase. You'll get a little backpack with them, and it looks like there's many different designs, kind of like how you can build a droid, but less cool in a way. It's going to be more like the Infinity Gauntlet building over at the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout gift shop. If you guys have seen that, you can build your own Infinity Gauntlet. It's going to be kind of like that. However, I think that these spider bots look pretty cool. I mean, like, there looks like there's an Iron Man one there. It looks like there's an Ant-Man and Wasp theme one there. It's funny, though, because it's just kind of crossing superheroes in a way. You know, spider bots and Iron Man spider bot. I don't know. It's cool. I really like it. I think it's going to be neat for the kids, and I think it'll be neat for some, you know, childless millennials as well. I think it's going to be a really cool thing. You'll also be able to purchase plenty of different supplies. I mean, Disney has shown off tons of different merchandise options, and I'm really excited for it. So that will be the main gift store right across from a Web Slinger Spider-Man adventure. Goodness gracious, I'm going to mess that up so much. Also, right outside, there's going to be a little bit of like a tiny little cart where you can purchase more Avengers merch, and this will be more mainly themed to Avengers than actual Spider-Man and Avengers Campus as a whole. I'm really excited to see the theming that they put into the WEB supply store. I'm curious to see if they're going to be like have a Spider-Man statue inside, even though I feel like that's something Disney wouldn't do. But I'm just super excited to see the theming with that supply store. It's going to be a really big gift shop, and I'm just extremely excited for it. I'm hoping that they have more options for merchandise in there, and just from what Disney has released, it looks like they do. I'm hoping that they have more options than they do in the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge shops, because in the Galaxy's Edge merchandise shops, there's not a lot of options. It's mainly more like, especially in the marketplace, you go to different stalls for a certain thing, and I just feel like there's not a lot of options for merchandise in Galaxy's Edge. So I'm really hoping that this store just has it all. You have tons of different apparel, you have tons of different collectible stuff, and you just have tons of different fun stuff to look at, honestly. Really excited for the WEB supply store. The thing that I am most personally excited about is the Pym Test Kitchen. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy that we finally have news on what exactly is going to be inside and what exactly they're going to have for food offerings. So as we know, the Pym Test Kitchen is in the realm of Ant-Man and the Wasp. So we're basically going to be trying out different foods that are too small and too big, just like this not so little chicken sandwich. I mean, look at that tiny bun with a giant piece of chicken breast. Oh my goodness, that is going to be so good, and it's going to taste so good. They're also going to have different beverages. They're going to have adult beverages. You'll see a giant beer can, which was originally a Coke can in the concept art. You're going to see a giant beer can outside of the Pym Test Kitchen. That signifies that they serve adult drinks there, so adults will be able to taste some craft beer and other adult beverages, which is a really neat thing for a California Adventure to be doing, to cater more to the adults. But we're also going to be getting the chance to taste different unique foods like the PB Superb sandwich, or these different drinks that they're offering. It looks like they have some cool glasses. Hopefully those will be take-home glasses. It's just going to be really, really neat. I mean, like I said, I'm most excited for the not so little chicken sandwich. There's also the Impossible Spoonful, which looks really, really neat. Also, one thing I like is they released this concept art of what it's going to look like on the inside of the Pym Test Kitchen, and you can see one of the features that they pointed out in there was you can see a small pretzel going in, like kind of like a upwards conveyor belt, going into a machine and turning into a big pretzel. And the overall just unique design and aestheticness of it looks really, really neat. It looks like it's the same process as most Disney restaurants. You go up, you order what you want, and then you take your receipt to the window. I'm really, really excited for this. You don't understand how excited I am for the Pym Test Kitchen. And when we go for the very first time to Avengers Campus, I'm going to order like almost everything on the menu. Probably not at the same time, but I'm definitely going to go back there multiple times during that day to test everything for you guys. I'm just so excited for the Pym Test Kitchen, and now that they've released different menu items and different stuff about the concept art of what it's going to look like, so excited for this stuff. Now the Pym Testing Kitchen is one thing, that's where you can get all the food and stuff, but just right next to it, I'm assuming inside the same building will be the Pym Tasting Lab, where you can get the different craft beers and the different non-alcoholic drinks that are just really unique to that certain restaurant location or bar location. But that is where you'll be able to get all those different non-alcoholic and alcoholic themed drinks at the Pym Test Lab right next to the Pym Test Kitchen. I'm sorry, it's called the Pym Tasting Lab, not the Pym Test Lab, the Pym Tasting Lab. And another food option that they're going to be adding is another small little cart called Terran Treats, where you can get these beautiful treats that look very, very sugary and very, very sweet. but nonetheless, I'm excited to try them from the Terran himself at Terran Treats. That'll be, like I said, another car, I'm assuming, closer to the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout attraction. A couple of other small things that we have gotten released by Disney is the list of characters that we are going to be able to meet and greet in Avengers Campus, and they go as following: Groot, Gamora, Star-Lord, Black Widow, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Wasp, Ant-Man, Captain America, Spider-Man, Black Panther, and Thor. We're also going to get to meet the Taskmaster, which is one of the newest villains in the Marvel Universe. You'll see him in the Black Widow film coming out later this year. We're going to get to see him in action at Avengers Campus, and we'll also see some of these superheroes in action against these different foes throughout the day. So it's going to be some really neat interactive activity outside in the Avengers Campus while we wait for Phase 2 to open, which Phase 2 is the Quinjet attraction, which is that giant building in the very far back to the right side of Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. We're going to get to experience the Quinjet attraction in Phase 2 of Avengers Campus opening next year. And last but not least is the Doctor Strange show that's going to be happening. This brand new concept art that Disneyland has released looks absolutely beautiful. I'm super excited for the Doctor Strange show. We don't have a lot of details about it yet, but just from this concept art alone, it looks like it's going to be beautiful. It looks like it's going to be fun. It looks like it's going to be filled with energy, and obviously we're going to get to see a lot of people's favorite superhero, Doctor Strange himself. So once we find out more details about that show and exactly what the storyline is to it, we'll share it with you guys immediately right away. But there's tons and tons of news that has been released of Avengers Campus. Like literally almost all of the news has basically been released for Avengers Campus. So I'm super excited for that. There's a couple other things. There is going to be Fast Pass for the Spider-Man attraction. Just we don't know if it's going to happen when opening day starts or if it's going to happen 1 month later down the road. But Fast Pass and Disney Max Pass will be available for Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure. If you're new here, subscribe with those bell notifications on. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of all this new details of the Avengers Campus. And stay tuned, because next Friday, like I said, join me and the Theme Park Shark as we talk about all things related to Avengers Campus. I know this was just kind of a rush video, even though it was very long, but I'm going to go into more details on what I think more personally about the different decisions of Avengers Campus and a lot of stuff coming. So subscribe with those bell notifications on. Follow us on social media at SoCal Exploring Media on Instagram and at SoCal Exploring on Twitter. My name is Scott. You've been watching SoCal Exploring. Positivity is key. And most importantly, remember to keep exploring